my very short history with becoming quote unquote immersed in VR is something that has been very beneficial to my arts career in general. And another sort of facet to my art that has, allowed me to expand into other realities naturally, but a different way of thinking, and to be able to sketch out my ideas within tilt brush as opposed to a pen and paper, which is something that I've never really been good at. Like, to something that I can talk about and I'll kind of mention now is just that sort of journey within the arts world, because I say that I kind of started backwards. Like, I never took any arts classes within junior high or high school, but got my multimedia production diploma in college. So I started to work a lot more in the digital arts and video and stuff like that. And then I did my BFA, which was focused more on fine arts. That's where I discovered sculpture and installation. But before taking my BFA, I wanted to become a master illustrator and painter. And it was a big feat for me to want to do that because I was never good at it. I was determined to get good at it and develop my drawing and painting skills during my BFA. However, within my second year, my professor put a ball of clay in my hands, and I was like, this is what I need to do with my life. Like, I need to work with my hands. So being said about the drawing and painting thing, I didn't expect that I would catch on to tilt brush as quickly as I did. But I realized that, to me, it was all about that Z axis, the depth that you're able to have within your drawings and paintings and sculptures in a virtual reality space. That did wonders for me, to be able to look around these marks and to be able to look at a drawing or a painting or a work of art in a different way. So I just accepted that and ran with it. And it really surprised me as to the accuracy and the depictions that I was able to make for certain figures, most predominantly animals, because that's what I gravitated to immediately in working in VR and in tilt brush, is to recreate instances of the stories and legends in the Northwest Territories, as well as revering our animals as these like entity kind of figures, these like gods, or these these creatures that are no longer animistic, but they have these like spiritual or dreamlike qualities to them. And apparently people are interested in that. And after about 3 or 4 months of doing that, I was first invited down to Vancouver through IM4 to teach a workshop on tilt brush. I was just like, I'm just learning this. And they're like, but you're doing really good, so come down and show. I was like, okay, here we go, and that seemed to be the segue into creating on this platform and in this way. And then it was getting a lot of attention, and it was always being featured. So a lot of people would assume that I'm like a VR artist, but in all actuality, I'm an interdisciplinary artist that utilizes VR as a segment of my overall arts practice. And it's been a really interesting journey, and to be able to meet all the other people involved in XR creation, I feel all over the world, it's been a really welcoming community. I found it's been fun to talk to people all over the world about their creations. In the very early stages, I started conversing with this artist out of Australia named Giant Swan, and it's great just to like be able to ask each other questions and toss around the possibility of a collab or something like that. And it's been fascinating to see how everyone's utilizing this technology to tell their stories and to kind of like express themselves.